Hello and welcome to Colour Alchemy. I'm Led Sharp and I thought I'd do a positive review about an indie comic that I picked up a while ago from a comic mart. It's a Good Life If You Don't Weaken by Seth. Now, I picked this up on the strength that I have actually read Wimbledon Green, a comic book collector, and I loved it, and I'll be picking up some more of Seth's work if I can find any collections of Palookaville. He is my indie gem, and this does boost my indie cred. And it doesn't get any more credible, by the way, than the first comic that was nominated for an Eisner. So, yeah, here's a quick review of It's a Good Life If You Don't Weaken by Seth. It's a Good Life If You Don't Weaken is the story of Seth, the comic's creator, and his expedition to find a 1940s cartoonist called Colour, whose peak was reached with one cartoon in the New Yorker. Seth's descent down the mountain, nostalgia and history, proves to be a more personal quest than at first was thought to be just mining nostalgia for meaning. Seth's obsessive deconstruction of his own life story, his unravelling of his personal history's tapestry, his intense dislike of people and change in the modern world, blinds him to a potential future of happiness with those around him. We never quite figure out why his best friend Chet still hangs around with him. He does appear as just a sounding board for all his misery. But there are sequences in the comic where Chet proves to be a kind and thoughtful friend. Chet provides a life jacket for the reader, so that they don't drown along with Seth's deep dive into his own past, vicariously experienced through the lens of the 1940s cartoonist that Seth obsesses over. We experience how Seth interacts with other people, specifically a girlfriend, Ruthie, who he treats remarkably badly. We know he feels bad about that, but he does nothing to actually fix the situation. And you do realise that ultimately, during the course of this story at least, he's happier alone. Although you are hoping at the end of it, it will lead to better things and an acceptance of the fact that life can actually get better. Change is not a bad thing. Seth's artwork is crisp, clean, sharp, and his panel compositions denote the story's complexity, while his simple line work allows you to take part in the story, to join Seth as he wanders around his own past, as he visits old hometowns, museums, and takes part in small, personal examples of reliving moments from his past, like when he ice skates late at night so that nobody can see him. He still falls on his ass, but he did it. The quality of the paper is lovely and thick and resembles high-quality newspaper, slightly yellowed to give it that extra antique feel. The comic itself is reproduced in 3 colours, black, white and turquoise, or teal I suppose some might call it. Seth demonstrates a true mastery of comic book storytelling. His use of visual language throughout the book is so evocative of the story's deeper meaning. At one point, the camera takes a wander around his hometown, looking at all the people doing random everyday jobs like digging up the road. Time moves throughout these pages. As the seasons pass, you notice that none of the figures ever look up. None of them acknowledge the camera. None of them acknowledge the reader. These are glimpses into the lives of people who don't seem to look up. It seems to be a view that Seth holds, that people don't tend to look up. People tend to wallow in their own lives, not necessarily in misery or in happiness, just their own lives. People are happy where they are, and he wishes he was happy where he was. Interestingly, as this part of the sequence comes round to Halloween, you see a panel with 3 figures. The only one staring at the camera is dressed as Death. We have literally a representation of mortality staring at the reader. It's the only figure that does it, and it's actually quite haunting. Seth lives through the lens of nostalgia, through his memories of cartoons and comic books. He's held down by certain memories, as if he doesn't want to experience that again so that he doesn't get disappointed. He wants the past. He also doesn't want responsibilities of making that past better. It's a reasonably fast read. If you took your time, like I did, it's 4 hours, 5 hours, but it doesn't feel action-packed. It's not action-packed. It's a slow meander through somebody's history, and you don't mind taking that meander with them. It's also the first comic to ever be nominated for an Eisner Award. It was originally published in Seth's own comic Palookaville, which I haven't read, but it has made me want to go out and buy more Seth material, something I'm looking forward to. I recommend this comic. Go and read it. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I know I enjoyed making it. It's only been a short video for a change, but hey, it's content. I sincerely hope that under these horrible conditions and under this horrible sun, I really hate the heat, that you're all doing okay, and please stay safe, and don't let the bastards grind you down. Seriously. I now also have a TikTok, which I'm thoroughly enjoying, which I'll be saving for single issues. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. It's just a quickie. Boosted my indie cred. Happy as Larry. Probably do something X-Men next. So take care and have fun reading comics.